My name is Elizabeth McLeod, Certified Public Accountant. Thanks for coming back and hearing what restoring confidence in the American tax dollar is all about. If you were here last time, you know that is why I'm running for the United States Senate for some pretty awesome folks, you, the people of the great state of Tennessee. Now, I realize that most people tune out or go to sleep when we start talking accounting or finances. I get it. It's one of the most boring topics ever. I was taught a long time ago, if I wanted someone to follow accounting talk, speak in cash. So let's do that. Let's try to talk in cash, and I'll try to keep you involved and engaged to the best of my ability. But before we can get to the truly exciting part of what restoring confidence in the American tax dollar is all about, we actually have to look back and go back into history and understand where we are today and how we got here. I know, ignorance is bliss. Trust me, been there. But throughout my career, the IRS has never let us slide on that. If a taxpayer doesn't file the right return, they don't let you call ignorance on it. So it's important to know where we are. As I mentioned, fiscal responsibility is the alpha and omega to the federal government. It's only as effective as the management of its very limited resources. That's your tax dollars. Money doesn't grow on trees, and neither does your hard-earned tax dollars. Our economy is booming. That's right. Tax revenues are actually up. They're up more than they have been in a very, very long time. Yet our national debt continues to soar. I checked the financial statements from 2018. So the federal government operates on a fiscal year end, which is September 30, 2018. So we're looking at about a year and a half back. But in that year alone, we spent over $500 billion tax dollars on debt service. Interest payments. That's it. Now, love him or hate him, he is our fellow Tennessean, and we've all heard him. Dave Ramsey would probably say that is the biggest waste of taxpayer dollars ever. And he's right. It's insane. But I don't have good news. It's only gotten worse. See, I checked the financial statements the other day. The closing balance for our national debt has now reached nearly $24 trillion. And that's not even the real number, guys, because we don't book our future promises to pay. This can get confusing, but I simply on this one want you to think Social Security benefits. And I'm not talking about my Social Security benefits, because hopefully those are years in advance. I'm talking about the benefits that are currently due in the next year to recipients that are already on the program or those that are about to come on the program. We don't book that number, but if we did, that $24 trillion, though already shockingly unrealistic, would become even more unrealistic. And because I am actually a visual person, I want to show you just how large $24 trillion is. This is $24 trillion. It wasn't very long ago that we all aimed to make our very first $1 million. That's way over here. We are now up to $24 trillion, which means we have had to do 999 billion, 0.99999 billion, 24 times to get to $24 trillion. It's shocking that it takes this much room to type out $24 trillion. Now, we all love to hate Jeff Bezos right now this time for some reason, right? He's on the top of everybody's list, and he is the wealthiest person in the world. So let's put this $24 trillion into even more context. Jeff Bezos' net worth versus our national debt. He's worth $130 billion. Let's say that we took all of his net worth and we paid it towards our national debt. Wouldn't budget, because we like to round up in accounting, and so you still get $24 trillion. In other words, it would take 185 Jeff Bezoses to pay off our national debt. That makes it really real, doesn't it? I thought so. Now, I'm not advocating that we go and take all of Jeff Bezos' assets. Trust me, I wouldn't want to take that from anybody. Because if you're following Mark Cuban here lately, he has been on a campaign to let everyone know just what he thinks about the wealth tax that is being proposed right now. And it's pretty scary, and the only reason I bring it up is because of how serious it is. See, he's done the math, and he knows that to pay this wealth tax that is being advertised, that he's going to have to start liquidating assets because he doesn't have the cash to pay this tax. What does that mean? Well, if all of our wealthiest Americans are having to liquidate their assets to get the cash to pay this tax, Americans aren't buying it. Other Americans who aren't the wealthiest are not buying American assets. It's foreigners. Foreign corps are coming in to buy our American wealthiest assets. It's pretty scary, and it's actually a national security issue, and that's never meant to be the American way. There is a better way, and it is the old school American way, the ones that our founding fathers knew, and the conservative values that they upheld. And that is actually restoring fiscal responsibility in Washington and restoring confidence in your hard-earned American tax dollars. Now, this is just the true fundamental where we are right now. I will be releasing other videos here in the near future so that we can actually get into the pretty exciting and hopeful messages. I know this wasn't very hopeful, but you got to know where we are to know how to get to a better place. And I really hope that you all will join me, and together we will build the promise of a better and more prosperous tomorrow for all Americans. And that's restoring confidence in your American tax dollar.